No.
Why not?
No, Matt, I will
Why
not
are
have
you?
my ass.
Why are you
Go
so
ahead.
opposed to such a thing? It's just me telling you to prepare yourself because stream is live. Anyways,
No.
hello
Matt, I'm just
everyone.
going to remind you I am not going to prepare my buttocks because that is not appropriate for streaming.
First of all, no one can see your buttocks, and I'm not asking you to prepare it in that manner. I'm asking you to prepare yourself
Exactly.
because
Therefore, that's
today
why
we
I'm
are having
arguing.
combats. And as we all know, the dice love me, especially when it comes to rolling against other people.
Mm-hmm.
You say that, and now watch it go down the drain.
I knocked on wood. It's not happening. I'm also considering
High or low,
upgrading a desk. Fine. I'm going to do this to myself. You want to know what I'm thinking, Silver? I'm thinking high. It's high. Silver, you realize that you have just forced the dice in my favor. Want to try this again? It's low. That's twice in a row. This is why. Look, sometimes the actual adventure is just bad and it's unbalanced. Sometimes you got to remember when I'm your GM, that's one thing. Because when I'm a player, Will can attest to this. I've been diced once as a player with him. Well, that was that. How was that moment where I was being diced for an entire session for once?
It felt amazing.
Versus every other session you've had with me as a player.
It felt horrible that you did not get dice, Will.
Matt, let's test this. Have someone else roll it instead, high or low.
Fair enough, Carl. Why don't you try it again? And high.
I know higher. You call high or low.
I'm calling
Would
high.
you not accept the scientific method in this household?
Rolling.
It is high.
Whoa.
See, you do
3 times in a row.
You're gonna roll low.
That's an 1/8 of a chance.
That's what you need. Anyways, that being aside, let's finally introduce everyone. Aside from me showing off my big dice energy, hashtag trademark.
I was about to pull some shit, but I don't think I will.
Starting off, we'll go bottom to top because you bottoms of the chat need some assistance every once in a while. Hello, Silver. God, I'm sorry.
You.
I did not
and
mean
everything you stand for.
I am sorry. I realized I was hoping someone else was at the bottom, so that'd be a bit of a more of a joke.
Bottom.
But now,
again, fuck you and everything you stand for.
But now I feel like I'm gonna have to get an HR department set up, and I'm gonna be in trouble.
I'm sorry.
Right now.
No, we have
I mean, you're the one that decided to say the
Yeah,
bottom.
I thought Sass was at the bottom. I don't remember why I thought that, but I thought it'd be a funny joke because well, regardless, it's a bit more funny when it's a dude telling that to another dude. But how are you doing? Please don't sue me.
Once again, for a third time, fuck you and everything you stand for.
I'm not offering, but thank you. Sass, how are you doing?
Ring, 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 ring. HR department calling to Matt. Please come to the HR department office.
Hello, Sass. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be funny. I'm not under any influence, unlike last week. Can I please keep my job?
You may.
Like I asked you earlier,
now.
Matt, on the scale of Satan to Milky Way, how high are you right now?
Well, because Satan, like I told you earlier, Satan was obviously high when he thought he could fuck with God. That is all I have to say. And if you don't mean, like, oh, he was on something, like, I don't mean he was on something. I mean, he was in heaven. He was literally high when he decided to fuck with God. That's all I have to say.
Now he's low.
Now he's like lower than the dirt, which being lower than the dirt is also not an appropriate response. It's a trick question, Sass. The answer is I am at sea level, Silver.
Sea level.
Like, you know, Florida. I am at Florida level. Not like Florida as in Florida people, but like Florida as in the place at which Florida sits on the continental shelf. pretty
You're not on the
fucking
level of
not
Florida.
high.
Nearly drowning. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, nearly drowning, not high at all. Anyways, meme name, our
Disassociating
memetic
with the
moniker.
US.
That's me. I'm finally back to kick some
Yay!
Yes.
Who is he?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, some asshole, I guess.
Aw.
Oh, I wasn't gonna go that far, but it's good to have you back.
Man's gonna meet my amnesiac bard.
I think this might be the first time. By the way, I think this is another one of his lawyer characters, so I'm not sure how
Lawyers?
this is going.
Another
By the
lawyer.
way,
See, Matt, I didn't actually accidentally say
By the
asthmatic like I did last time.
by the way, meme name, I got my certificate, my paralegal certificate last weekend.
Nice.
Yes, which is why you heard the I got drunk and we couldn't get through a session last weekend. So we're doing this session twice
It
each
was
week.
literally
You're the third paralegal I know now.
the last session.
First
I'm
of
not even
all,
joking here.
I thought I
Just
could handle
full
that
session
one
time of
drink.
Nothing but nonsense.
I thought I could handle that one drink, but that was way harder. Like, I literally tested it with a drink that I made for myself.
You could
I was
handle that
fine.
drink and then all went to shit when the Barbie movie came up. That's
No,
all I
no,
can
no.
tell you.
I could not
mentioned the Barbie movie.
So, I thought I could handle this drink. I was like, maybe not even a quarter of... No, I was like 4 sips in, and I was toasted. My mom makes strong
You thought you could handle that
everything.
drink, and then the Barbie movie came up, and
Dude,
that's where it all went down.
All I say is, don't drink with old people when you don't have experience. They will fucking put you under the table. The old
good
folks'
thing I've
home is
never even
probably
drank
the
in my
worst
life.
place you want to get drunk at. For many reasons. One, because you are probably going to get drunker than you ever thought possible. Because they know how to... They know... To give you an example of this, in World War II, they would convince you to donate 2 liters of blood or something, and then they would give you 2 shots. To give you an idea, that's a good chunk of your blood. Like, the most they can take out of you without putting you in danger. And then they're giving you 2 shots of hard alcohol.
Yeah.
Because it
That's
has
a
more of an
blood
effect.
alcohol concentration.
Yes. They
Again,
literally told
like I
soldiers
say-
it'd be better. These 2 shots would be better. It'd feel like you'd get more drunk. That was their pitch. It worked.
It worked.
Really
Yeah, it
well.
Again,
worked.
it's a good thing I'm never gonna drink in my life.
Yep. Anyways, my name's Matt. Storytelling's in my blood, as you can ask my grandparents and his, my mother's grandfather, my mother's father, and his siblings, who would always make up stories together in the same manner that we make up stories here. Hopefully I'm not doing a disservice to the man. Anyways, right above me we have Lightsbane 44, the edgelord, who I could not make fun of in video form today. I apologize. I will do better next time.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it,
And,
Will?
Keat, how do you respond to the accusations I laid at you today with that video? That's short.
Hello, HR. I would like to file.
Ring, 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 ring. All right. What's your complaints?
My boss, Matt Mac.
We have been through this. I have edgy taste, somewhat.
He has said
What
many
did you
slurs.
do?
I still need to watch the video you sent me earlier.
I sent
I
you and
watched.
Keat the same video, by the way, because you've both played a bard now. I sent
ahead.
meme name one about the druid, because we all know Maple is a druid with extra steps.
Yeah, I still gotta watch that one.
Yeah. And
But he
I
didn't.
sent Carl and Will the warlock one, because witch is closest to warlock I can get. I sent
Yeah.
Sass the wizard one, and I sent Lewis the rogue one.
Oh, is that what it was about?
I think I sent you the warlock one, right? Well,
Yeah,
because
you
you're an
sent me the
edgelord, yeah.
Starlock, and I was like, okay. Weird.
Anyways, I've also posted a couple videos because, like, the phrase "Father, I found God" is very different in Pokemon than in real life, because, like, one of those implies you have God in your pocket. Which is
And I brought
another
it home
phrase.
to Denise.
Yes. Anyways, Carl, you are the late one today, so explain to me why you should not have to do recap. I already know the answer. Just say hi.
If you're just
Carl.
trying to introduce, me, I was watching the video and, excuse me, while going.
Okay.
I think the one
So
they made
HR
about...
department, I think he's gone off the rails this time.
I think the one about the druid is the worst one. And I felt bad about sending these to you, but I laughed hysterically at the bard one, and I couldn't just do it to Keen and Silver, because that would mean I'd be discriminating.
Well, no, here's the thing. The one about the warlock, that's so stereotypical, it's not funny.
Yeah.
And that's what ticks me off.
The bard one is okay, and the wizard one is also sort of funny, because it's like, but we all know cosplaying as someone smarter than you doesn't actually make you smart. I'm like, what the you can't just say that!
Fired.
You can't just say that! Wow!
In this episode, we get to find out how many HR complaints Matt can get in a single fucking session.
It's literally before the... First of all, we don't have an HR department, much as SAS might try.
Boing, boing.
Guys,
The HR department?
Guys, you can't make an anonymous call to HR in front of the person you want to make the call about. It's no longer anonymous.
Hello?
Yeah, hello? That's sorry, that's Will's line. You can call in for that.
So I also wanted to share
Whose
the
app is
line
played
of the
all the
perfect clickbait short. And that is, this isekai anime is just like the rest. That's the title of this video. Are you clicking on it to find out which isekai he's talking about?
I don't know.
I know
don't-
I was tempted to. At 1 second.
I was gonna say, I think Matt needs to involve a counter on screen of how many times he gets an HR complaint throughout the session.
We cannot get an HR complaint. There's no HR department.
But we have
Matt
SAS.
touched me
That-
inappropriately.
First of all, SAS is not the HR department. SAS is the closest thing we have. That's why he made the joke.
Ban him.
I'm not in the HR department?
No, we don't have one yet.
No. No.
Sadly, we do not yet have. an
Also,
HR
I'm pretty sure a lot of HR department heads are very specifically trained, and law might be something you're lacking training on to be an HR head. So, unfortunately, I don't know if you're qualified.
All I know is coding.
Okay, well, Silver, don't tell people to learn to code. That's an HR violation.
Let me rephrase that. I only know computer coding.
Ooh, you're close, but not quite a violation yet. You get a pass. Anyways, who can I ask for a recap last week for meme names? Poor knowledge.
Keith.
Well,
I
Keith
was
said he
refusing.
refuses. So, who is gonna volunteer? Because it can't be Sass, because he told me he fell asleep again last week.
I was in prison. I don't remember anything. Go away.
Okay. So, here's what I remember. People fill in the gaps where needed. Okay. So,
Okay.
we started off the session doing research stuff, specifically on where the artist is, who could have taken them, and all that fun jazz. Other things I think that we found out were what happened to the first Jenners, and then I don't remember what the fourth one was.
There were three things. You got one of them. Finding out about the artist, a man by the name of the Crimson Scourge, the trader on the ship, and most importantly, is what was the fourth thing, actually? I don't think you looked too much into the fourth thing. The fourth thing was actually
I know
the
there was
trader
four
on the
things.
ship, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because there's the traitor on the ship. What happened to the artist? Crimson Scourge and the first Jenners. I think we're the 4.
Oh yeah, those were the 4 things. So you got 2 of
Yeah.
them. My bad.
Yeah, technically I got 3 of them, but the one I was missing was Crimson Scourge. Anyways,
Which I think Sass can fill in the gaps for you about the Crimson Scourge. What did you learn about him, Sass? Sass, did you fall asleep again?
Sass.
No, I heard him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Now, what did you learn about the Crimson Scourge last week?
Well, last week I went into a bar, Centennial Bar, just a bar, and outside first, as I was walking into the bar, there's this shoe shining fellow who was shoe shining this rich dude, talking about this dude's mistress.
No, this dude's wife cheating on him with another nobleman. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my apologies. This dude's wife was cheating on him.
He told him every detail,
apparently,
including what he's got that he doesn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the shoe shining dude got it all for the payment of a gold coin. So as Jogo goes inside, he sees the Crimson Scourge. Quickly remove his mask to drink and then put it back on. Very quick, very fast.
To the point where you did not see his face, which is a meme from a different campaign that we did not stream.
Jogo sits a couple seats away from him and asks for a vodka. But apparently, our Crimson Scourge character was so disgusted by this action that he stood up and left. And as Jogo was starting to look at Crimson Scourge leaving away, boom! Time stopped.
Yep, time stopped.
Someone from the first generation, someone who's very high level and big dick energy, decided to speak to Jogo from beyond. The message to Jogo: don't follow that dude. Milani is completely supporting that. Milani is Jogo's.
What he told you was, don't get involved with him. The reason I'm here is because you get involved with that guy. Don't do that. For the continued
you are going to mess up everything
of
if you do that.
Deities. Yes.
I have a quick question for you, Seth.
Okay.
Theoretically, with saying the big dick energy shit, theoretically, if it was a woman, what would you say?
Big dick energy.
Well, to be fair, he knows it's not a woman.
I know, but I'm just saying theoretically if it was.
I'm going to say big dick energy. Do you want me to say big tit energy?
I would, personally, I would replace big dick energy with, I would still say big dick energy. You don't have to be a man to have big dick energy, Silver.
Big tit energy. It just doesn't sound the same.
Big dick energy is gender neutral, okay?
Big tit energy.
A woman can walk around like she's got a massive cock in her pants.
Listen,
that's all I gotta say.
We got a good amount of guys here who have an impressive.
I own a couple characters with that same vibe. I'll tell you that.
We have a couple. We have men here who we have men in the world that carry mandats, right?
Well,
I guess.
Yeah, but like when people are saying big dick energy, like someone has tried to say cojones is gender neutral. I'm pretty sure that means testicles. I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm entirely wrong, but I think cojones is like balls.
We can call it. You know what, Silver? Maybe we can talk about it after the session. But for now, I'm calling it big dick energy for this.
It's just gonna turn into that. It's just gonna turn into that College Humor video about the C word for men, and it just ends with an Urban Dictionary article where that word just means poisoning a guy's sandwich.
Wow.
Why?
Cool.
I don't know. I mean, he's just a C word as a man. That's all.
Anyways,
Yeah.
as I was saying,
Yes.
Jogo is about to look at the Crimson Scourge, but then this dude from the first generation of Ice Beast comes out. Well, he doesn't exactly. Jogo doesn't see his face, but he hears his voice. He cannot do this. He is a good guy. Ignore him.
He did not say
He's
he is a good guy. He just said, 1 second.
He said 1 second.
He said 1 second.
Wow.
Yeah. You know.
No. So people keep deciding to interrupt me while I'm streaming, and they know that I'm streaming. So
Well,
I got
I guess
a
you could
drop
say that-
in from the Alexa, so I said 1 second so that I could say hang up because they know.
You must basically what Jogo was told was that
Jogo was
listen,
told very specifically, as the person who told you this, that do not interfere because what you do will not turn out well. That is why I'm here. He's not saying he's not doing the right thing. There's a very clear difference between him telling you what you're doing is going to get in the way of good things happening and him being the person doing the good things. I will further clarify that today with Vazo, but I just want to say very preemptively right here, he did not tell you that guy is cool. That guy told you he was cool, and that Milani supported him, so just get off his back, since we both follow the deity. That's where the lines are getting crossed.
And this entire time where everyone around me is frozen, the shoe shining dude just keeps shining. He's just there, tooting and tooting. While I'm talking to this guy, and once the message was clear to me that I shouldn't go down this road, time reset. Time kept going. The Crimson Scourge dude listened to the last part of what I said. I forgot what he responded with. Do you remember what he responded
what I
with?
just told you. We worship the same deity. I am doing her work. Do not interfere.
Okay.
That's where you were getting crossed, because the person behind you just said, don't interfere, it doesn't turn out well. And he told you what he was doing was justified.
Listen.
It's an
Every
important
criminal
detail.
says they're justified. Every criminal says they're justified.
That's
okay,
the
Matt?
point. That's why I'm very much clarifying that's what he told you, not what the person behind him told you.
Okay.
That's what I
It's just going to be a bad road. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, more of a, hey, if you don't start this chain of events, good things happen.
Gotcha. And then once I got my stuff, I got my vodka. I was decided to spend some time with Johnny the Shoe Shiner, and what Jogo realized was
your actions have consequences. I don't think you actually put together that the fighter he was talking about was you. He told you I think that, I don't know, but he told you that this whole prophecy, I do not remember, but it ends with unless the fighter's blood turns a flame.
Yeah, it was about a desert. Okay, sorry. In the middle of the red desert, in a temple, there's a man inside, grieving about his father or old
his father.
figure. And unless the fight, oh god.
Long story short, you go after that guy, someone dies. That person has already died, so canonically you were supposed to go after this guy. Someone travels back in time, tell you not to fuck with it.
What? Wow.
That's what that interaction was.
Wow.
Yeah. Now in character,
well, time traveler, you just
together.
wait till your time traveler.
Yes.
Trying to convince me of something that's already ordained to happen. Wow.
Well, to be fair, you could have backed off. You can still back off unless. Well, what else happened that
things
session?
Are gonna happen. Things are gonna happen to prevent me from backing off. But yeah, I could back off. Yeah.
Yeah. What else happened that session, Will? Don't just cut to the incident, but explain why the incident happened.
I had to make a deal with Asmodeus.
Okay, you
What?
exactly
Oh, hold
did
up, we
not
have to-
follow the
we skipped
instructions I
5
said.
steps.
Yeah, we skipped 5 steps. I particularly told you, do not just skip to what happened. So, you lose a hero point for that, by the way. I am actually
my,
knocking you
that's
for
a bit
that.
harsh.
Because I gave you instructions and you ignored them. Anyways, oh, come
I
on.
kept talking over you.
Another
no.
hero point there. There we go. I don't think you have any at the moment, so you won't be getting one for the first 2 hours.
Anyways, should I resume now?
Yes, go ahead, Carl.
Okay. So, after we did that, we attended the feast that was set out to us by the queen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was by the queen.
Mhm.
However, when we got back to the ship, we found the captain of the ship murdered.
Why is that important, Carl?
Because of multiple reasons.
Name them in order of importance.
Okay, so 1, we can no longer sail the ship anywhere. We don't have anyone to pilot the ship.
That is
That's
not
one.
actually you don't have anyone to command the crew of the ship.
Or command the crew, yeah.
That's
Well-
going to get amplified a bit today, but I'll explain that when we get there.
Yes.
That's also
that-
the second most important. The first one is the journal, where it looks like he was the traitor.
Yes.
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 However, we tracked down a cleric of Calistria who we knew was an orc because Keith's character talked to them earlier. When
You
we
had
were
a
trying to
feeling their
find out
handwriting might have
about-
actually been the handwriting in the journal, to summarize
Yes.
it. They're dead.
Exactly. Yeah, we find out they're dead, and Keith's character is framed for the murder.
Murders.
Well, no.
Yes,
Only the
multiple
one.
murders.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
a serial
because it was
killer,
a serial-
remember? Yeah.
Because it was a serial
Yeah.
killer.
Yep.
Yes. So,
I'm also kidding about the
So-
hero points. I'm not really taking them away, but like,
Oh.
don't be a dick.
anyways, so we go ahead. We find evidence to the contrary, which
Did
was...
you find evidence to the contrary, or did someone else find evidence to the contrary? Because you yourself didn't find anything to get him out.
Oh, yeah. No. The person who found evidence to the contrary was the investigator that went missing,
Mhm.
whom we found in, I'm guessing it was an alley.
It was an alley with a hole in their chest, a bomb in their stomach, and a haunt in their body. They
Yeah,
were
it was-
not fucking around.
Yes,
They
and
wouldn't
we had to
then-
made-
they did
we had
blow
to
up,
make a deal
yes.
with Asmodeus in order to go ahead and
Because I set
not
the
fuck it
DC
up.
for removing the bomb and keeping the person alive at a 28 and crit failures.
That's not a. Yeah, that's not a.
To be fair, that was a very volatile bomb, and
I think,
the person was not in a good position.
Yes.
I think she was about to die.
Yes, because if you had failed, it still would have been a situation where you guys got to make a deal with someone.
They
because
really
you-
didn't want
yeah.
us to find her. They really didn't want us to stay there.
Whoever
They-
did all of that was high enough level to make an explosive that was not good enough to really kill someone, unless it caught them off guard. Because like that explosive destroyed multiple city blocks. Could have killed a level 20 character with the amount of damage if they rolled badly. I would also point out that that was a situation where if you're caught in the blast and you're under a certain level, there is no save that can save you, because Nat 20 would still put you at a failure. So...
And we're under that level, I'm guessing.
Yes. A Nat 20
Ah.
would still put you at a failure because of the DC for that save.
But would a regular failure be a?
We're talking
You
a
know.
lot of damage.
Aw.
Like, so to give you an example, I think we've done math for it before in like a hero system, but like we've had something that could theoretically do 200 damage or 200 d6 in a hero system campaign.
That's a lot
Ah.
of damage.
That's about the amount of dice we're talking, but replace the 6s with 10s.
200 d10.
Yes.
Yeah, this guy really did wanted her dead. Wanted us
Very much
dead.
so. The DC for turning it off is not that high to the point where you guys couldn't defuse it. It's literally a, if it catches someone off guard, they're very likely to die at level 20.
Can't the time traveler dude go, instead of talking to V, be like, yo, run
You'll
away
find
from this
out-
woman as fast as you can.
You'll
This
f-
bomb that's gonna kill you all. Or
I
something.
mean, it would be nice if you could do that. I guess you'll find out the limitations of that in a later campaign.
Don't let the goblin negotiate with the demon.
Yeah, you guys did. Well, no, you guys had one option, which is you owe me a favor, no questions asked, no saying no, and I send you back to the point where you can do something about it. And then he made a separate deal with the goblin.
Also, if she burns anything and does not like worship him as she's doing it, she goes straight to hell.
Straight to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Immediate death.
Yes.
Anyways. So,
Which-
yes, that's the
Which,
thing.
fortunately, this goblin does not have their typical negative wisdom score, or they would have to make a percentile roll every time they cast a bomb. Now they only have to make that same percentile roll, which they go directly to hell on a 1 on a D100 when they're frightened. Everything else is fine. A 1 is where they would fail. That being said, you guys make the deal, you get the person back to a point where they can record a little message for you to clear the person's name. They are still dying. What happens next?
What's the situation with her?
What is the situation? I'm asking you, Carl.
She is only alive because Desna decided.
Nah,
or,
wrong deity.
Shaylin.
Yes,
Shaylin.
yes. Very
Yeah.
important you do not miss
Shaylin
up your
decided to play
patron for a
matchmaker.
girlfriend. Yes, yes. Shaylin took inspiration from a real-world deity in a similar light, Aphrodite, and decided, hey, those two look cute. I want to see them fuck.
Oh wow.
That is
Interesting
a lot of
motivation.
myths, by the way. Where Aphrodite is
Wow,
just
they
like,
look cute. They should fuck. That's why they should live. I was like, and the gods are like, you know what? I like
Well,
the cut of
more
your chin,
of-
Aphrodite.
more of Aphrodite will be like, I shipped these two. And
Well, actually, what they said is, wow, I bet they're really good at secrets.
But
what?
no one got it.
Confusion.
What does you mean? What do you mean?
Because he says the only reason he's the sexy god in here is because he's the god of secrets or revenge or
First of
whatever.
all, Shaylin is who I'm comparing to Aphrodite. Calistria is a different deity.
Oh. Aww.
Yes.
Laugh at my joke.
Rip. Anyways,
Ripperino.
Anyways, you guys left off with the frog person screaming, I want to live, after he was being freed from being detained, and still have not progressed any of the mysteries. And one of your prime suspects is dead.
wait, he's dead?
Yes. Like the captain.
I thought
The
you
prime
said that he
suspect
was
for the
alive
traitor.
and
No. The prime suspect for the captain's murder is not her. She told you she was the person who cauterized the wound, which also means the remark about that weapon having a flaming rune that did that to it was not true. Which should give you an idea of how high that DC is for figuring it out. Because that is literally that is a success, but you need a crit success to get good information out of this sometimes. But long story short, you exonerated them because their particular sword cane tip could not have done that particular wound.
Your
So they did
Honor,
not kill the captain.
the cane tip did not have the screw
However-
on the top.
However,
Yeah.
I unfortunately have to do the first break bit early today because, well, I gotta go upstairs, see what's going on. So
If
I
the
will be
cane
right
doesn't-
back. I'm not muting you guys, but I swear to whatever deity may listen, do not fuck with the channel.
Bye bye, Matt.
If the cane doesn't fit, you must acquit. Oh, now you are.
True. Honorable members of the jury, this cane does not have that screw.
Honorable members of the jury, my client said no homo.
Oh, that will
But you
happen.
blame a man who did it for a Scooby snack.
You said no homo. I say yes homo.
You, who wouldn't have done it?
He was offered a Scooby
Okay.
snack.
Slash, thank you for monitoring everyone. I need you to report any violations.
We were just talking about just theoretically saying, Your Honor, this cane does not have that screw.
No,
Or
the
something
cane
like that.
has the screw-like structure to it. The hole was not like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
How do you get it out of its holster if it's a screw? Wouldn't that be really annoying?
Well, first of all, the holster doesn't screw in. That's part of it. It's like it has rivets in it, is what I was trying to say.
Rivets.
Why does that matter?
Rivet.
Same
rivet.
reason why rivets in a gun matter. It's like it leaves particular markings with that weapon. So it
That's not
doesn't
cool,
like
dude.
screw into the thing, but if you pull it out, it looks like a huge F-off screw. Like, the sheath doesn't screw on past the top, which screws on using a different mechanism anyways.
Honor, he's nerding again.
Your Honor, he's
Let's go,
nerding
nerd.
again. Yeah, okay, so you all, after this, you're pretty happy about after getting your good frog friend out of the joint. By the way, did you learn your lesson about being in the joint? What lessons did you learn while you were in there,
What did you
Ringo?
learn?
Nothing. I was
Ringo?
an hour or
Okay,
so.
not again.
Nothing. He learned nothing. You know what would have helped you last time?
Well, I was
a
You
lawyer.
learned nothing.
A lawyer
Time to
would
put
have
him
helped
back.
you last time. You know,
a
that's
lawyer.
sort of
I don't
hilarious.
have a
That's sort
lawyer.
of hilarious. That meme name's lawyer character was not here last weekend.
Yeah.
I don't have a
A
lawyer.
lawyer. He's a lawyer.
Again,
Regardless,
he learned nothing. Time to put him back.
we can't put him back. First of all, Ringo is not Gavlon. We don't just throw away the key anytime he doesn't learn his lesson.
Why
Yes,
not?
we
He's
can.
just-
Tempting as that is.
He's our Indiana Jones frog.
No,
okay?
Silver. You are yet to be determined potential Gavlon suspect. It's always the bard.
Don't worry, once we get back into the original gang, Gavilan's getting back onto the beating board by Alvara.
I don't
Yes,
know about
yes,
that.
it is.
Regardless, on your way back, Vazo comes up to you, running, sprinting, top speed. You just see a little lizard man running towards you like that guy in that meme.
Look at that kobold. Look at him
And
coming
he gets
over
up
here.
to you. He runs into Jogo's knee, proceeds to fall backwards, get up, start panting. It's like, big problem. Vazo not sure how or why. Execute. Just follow Vazo. He seems more frustrated at himself, but, waving his arm, like, up in the air and backwards, saying, just follow Vazo. Vazo will explain when everyone together. And you find yourself at that dwarf's garden again.
Everyone's at the dwarf's garden.
Yes, and Vazo looks at all of you as like, a situation go from bad to worst. Crew find Captain Journal. Captain, Cleric, and War Priest, and Champion of Besmara. Crew might turn rebellious if we stay aboard.
Am I here?
Everyone is here.
Hmm.
So we're staying in this generous person's garden.
What do you think will be able to convince him otherwise?
Well, maybe if Stella bite Bullet back then, we not have this problem.
Fight Bullet?
Yes, Stella did not do it. We all know this, but crew think Stella's survival packed with devil.
Wouldn't I be in prison and possibly executed if she didn't make it?
Yeah, well, yes, that very true. You also not quite member yet, and ship rebelling, not good look.
This
Vazo been
kobold
left.
me like a lamb. Yes,
If
Beerby,
you-
that's exactly what a lamb looks like.
Well, first of all, good sir, are you technically member of group yet?
I don't see why that should matter.
It matters very much. If you a full member of the group, me have no regrets.
This isn't a very nice group. I don't know if I want to join the Ice Peace Project. They don't seem very peaceful.
Well, to be fair, that ship. Look, Kosuke explained to you what that ship capable of. At least I hope. Or Kakushin, sorry. And Kakushin walks up to us like, that ship, prepared with the right ingredients, has the firepower to destroy the entire continent we're standing on. Any questions?
No.
Wow.
But in the top right corner of the screen, there is a Ringo will remember this.
What?
I was gonna say. Meanwhile, with the mention of,
Fortunately,
oh, yeah, no, we're staying in
I'm
this
not
generous
on the
person's
ship
garden.
at the moment.
Marcel's not standing in the garden.
Fortunately, you would be in the garden. This is a briefing. This is you're here because you are ordered to, not necessarily because you feel safe. Kakushin goes on to say, now fortunately, that level of firepower is not something they can do without me on the ship. Unfortunately, I don't like not being on that ship. That is my pride, my joy, our flagship. That is the thing that I've been entrusted to be taken care of by the boss himself. I also don't know if I 100% agree with Vazo's description of events. I don't think we should be sacrificing our members for the sake of keeping eyes on that ship, and I don't think our boss would be too happy about that, Vazo. Vazo understand that. Vazo do know high standards and whatnot. Look, Vazo just... difficult situation. Vazo stressed. Vazo also not have access to coffee. Vazo a bit of an addict. Vazo had 3 cups last night. Vazo needs another 40. Vazo not able to get coffee because Dwarfman not drink coffee.
Why does Vazo... I'm whispering to someone next to me. Why does Vazo always talk in the third person?
It's kobold trait. Vazo also heard that.
Ringo,
Is there
sorry.
any chance?
Yeah, we do
Is there any
kobold
chance
neighbors that are
Juggo
kinda
walks up?
strange.
What?
Yeah, we do have some kobold neighbors that are kind of strange at my tribe.
Well, first of all, Watchmouth, Vazo commanding officer, and Vazo not strange, Vazo typical kobold. And you just
He's
see
just an
the
ordinary
beardless
kobold.
dwarf walk up behind him, put an arm around him, like, you're not a typical kobold. You might act like it, but you're a dwarf if I've ever seen one. And walks away, and you think to yourself, the fuck was that? That
thinks the
dwarf
kobold's a
just...
dwarf?
Yeah, that's a story. That dwarf just like, this kobold's alright in my book, while acting like stereotypical kobold.
Hmm.
Have a beard, so I really trust his opinion to dwarf.
Actually, I think the dwarves in the desert of this continent actually do not have beards. They particularly shave, which offends me on a deep level, but that is the culture of the Northern Garund or dwarves.
Cool.
Which, I mean, to be fair, beards in the desert. Long, long beards in the desert. Because, like, Paizo has dwarves living in all circumstances with very different cultures and attributes. So, the stereotypical dwarf culture you think of is more of the Avestan dwarf culture, which is where most of the other campaign has been.
Avestan.
Anyways, regardless, Vazo's still glad we did not lose any members. Vazo also willing to deal with consequences, but Vazo very stressed. Vazo and stress do not mix well. Vazo also stressed for another reason. Another big reason. Another couple big reasons. First, Vazo have to explain to Queen why we did not let Queen do what she was intending. Vazo not know what she was intending. Vazo have entire conversation weird and vague. Vazo not understand conversation. Vazo stressed as if whole job botched one situation. Vazo also had to have entire conversation with crew explaining why Kakushin not allowed to stay on ship. Ship very complex, can't leave port on its own without good person taking care of maintenance. Kakushin not have anyone else capable of doing that quite yet. Taking Kakushin off ship means ship no go destroying entire continent. And yes, Vazo is aware that Nation of Geb on continent. What do you think Nation of Geb do if continent go by? Nation of Geb take over other part of other continent. No good. Even the best case scenario still go bad. And finally, most importantly, Vazo gets call. Vazo not sure how boss called. Vazo got call from boss. Vazo is stressed based upon call from boss because originally Vazo think he be gone for a month. Vazo now hearing he be gone for a couple months, maybe more. Which means Vazo going to be in charge, possibly past point of expedition. Which means Vazo going to have more paperwork on top of the more paperwork on top of the more paperwork. And Vazo not have coffee. Vazo do respect each and every one of you, but Vazo unfortunately not quite stand-up person that other leaders of Group B. Not quite yet. Vazo working on it. Finally, Vazo's fourth irritant. Vazo not really great with numbers half the time. Vazo talked to that irritant alone, immediately. Jogo, office, now. And he, like, walks into, like, a small creature-sized tent behind him. And you realize this is going to be an awkward conversation, not just because whatever he's annoyed at, you have no idea, but because you are going to be standing in, like, one of those tents you'd see people be able to, like, maneuver around in. But you can't stand in it. Meaning you're going to be, like, on your hands and knees talking to this small guy.
Grovel before the kobold.
Apparently. I think the term for this style of tent is a pavilion tent, by the way. Small pavilion tent. So, like, this pavilion tent, the top of the roof goes to about your chest, which means inside you are on your knees and elbows, probably.
It reminds me of my expeditions.
So, Sass, he is telling you to follow him. What are you doing? Sass. Who knew? Well, while we're waiting on that conversation, Meme Name, why don't you introduce yourself to the rest of everyone else? Because I don't think we've actually introduced you as of yet.
Hello, everyone. I am the Buzz, and I will be your lawyer for today.
He's adorable.
Kakushin walks up to you and is like, "Oh yeah, we hired a legal counselor. He's another member of the project as well. Does that mean we get a discount, or are we still paying you, like, average fee per hour? I don't remember."
Ask your boss.
You know, this
Oh.
is the second B lawyer I've met.
The second what?
This is the second B lawyer I've met.
I might if this joke goes where I think it's going, I might actually dock you a hero point. I'm kidding, of course, but no, we do not mention meme movies when we're in the middle of our meme sessions.
I was thinking, it's like, are we talking about the fucking B movie?
Yes, we are talking about the fucking B movie. Anyways, go on.
And yet the Barbie movie is an exceptional mention. Okay.
To be fair, the Barbie movie is topical.
Whatever you want to
You
say.
know, you're the one that keeps bringing that up.
Honestly, yeah, Silver, we talked about it for a session and we've tried to let it die. And you're not letting it die.
I think someone wants to talk
I
about
just
the
keep
B
having to mention up the fact that that's the fucking shit that started that whole conversation last time.
What started that whole conversation is someone saying something very, very interesting about that movie.
begging to talk about the B movie.
You like
Anyways,
that?
God damn it.
so Buzz, tell us about yourself.
Well, I came out of my hive, the top paralegal in all paralegal B related law.
So, mechanically, what are you?
I'm a psychic sprite.
What?
Yes. Psychic Sprite. He is a size tiny creature.
Man, I knew
How
that one
tiny
was
are we
great in this
talking?
Campaign too.
So, to give you an idea, he does not get a whole square to himself. And has to
But he's
use
a
a
pretty-
reach weapon to get 5 feet of reach with a melee weapon.
So is he? I'm going to think he's the size of a normal bee.
Yep.
For all purposes, for all effects and purposes, that is accurate.
He'd be
Like
really good.
the big bees, I
Mhm.
assume. Yeah, the ones that are like
The Bumble
massive.
kind.
Yes.
He'd be really good stealth.
If you put points into
Yeah,
it.
but also really good pickings for my familiar, so I'm gonna immediately. just
Actually,
go-
I don't remember if you get a stealth bonus for being small anymore.
Oh, I'm a frog, so I'm just eyeing him as he's around.
It's just like insect.
Well,
It's because
it's
they
a-
just keep seeing him look off in the distance, like, what are you looking at?
Meanwhile, in Ringo's head, do it. You know you want to do it. Just do it.
And
do it.
Sass, are you here yet?
Paying him.
It is a
Just use your
king-worthy
right
situation, yes. But,
He's right there. Just use your tongue. Do it.
I am going to very slowly ping him.
It's like everybody, one at a time now. Ping, 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 ping.
Because, like, there is a scene I have planned.
Look, if nothing else, he's having
And
an
he most
extremely
likely fell
long
asleep.
conversation with Vasa. Okay. If nothing else.
Scene is a little important. Vazo,
Falzo Bear.
yeah, fine. I will just have it as, since he isn't here at the moment, I'll just have it as Vazo yelling at him.
I mean, I'm just imagining that's gonna happen anyways.
But
Waka
there's
waka.
important things, so you guys might overhear if you decide to
I roll
eavesdrop.
perception checks.
Vazo's one-sided conversation with Jogo, who is deciding to be the strong silent type in a conversation where his boss is yelling at him. And you might hear Vazo go like, "Vazo, understand you have reservations about going after Crimson Scourge. We not accept reservations. Crimson Scourge doing things Project do not approve of. Does not matter why, who, what, or where wants you to stop. You keep going. Villain versus Ice Piece. Ice Piece does not pull off break because Villain might have point. Ice Piece continue to teach morals. Ice Piece continue to do its job. So Vazo wants you to continue going after this guy. Reservations be damned. And if you have problem with this, then you might very well be damned. Very good, very good. Get the fuck out of my tent. You're starting to tear at the seams of it, you big hulk of mass. And wash the shoulder plates on your way out, asshole. My tent made of linen. Fazo actually lied. Tent made of cotton. Very expensive.
I like the thought of just this little man just like yelling at this guy leaving a fucking tent.
I will point out another fun fact, and that is Vazo could probably one-shot each and every one of you.
It's even
Remember-
funnier. He could kick you in the shins and you'd evaporate.
Oh, it wouldn't be with a melee weapon. Vazo is a sorcerer, Silver. He explodes things.
Yeah, but still, he could kick you in the shins and you'd be decimated.
It's like shocking grasp to kick you in the frickin' foot. There, you just step on the foot with shocking grasp and you're dead.
So, what do you think happened? So, big question here to everyone involved. What do you think happened that got it to the point where you guys had to leave the ship?
The captain died.
What about the captain would make that the case?
That he's dead.
No, particularly somehow, some way,
Oh, that he was
the
dead. That's why he died.
the journal about him planning to betray the project got out into the crew. And they read the
And-
captain's professed supposed dislike of what he was forced to do. Pirates being forced to do things, as we know, is not a very good thing. Now, this might contradict some things you know about the project's deal with him in the first place. That sounds like a society check. And that sounds like
Oh, yay.
everyone's
Yeah.
making this check.
Mainly
As in,
society.
everyone make a society check or a bardic lore check if you do not have society.
Hold on, I accidentally rolled 20.
Oh, wait, I thought it was in roll 20.
Ah, there we go.
I'm just going to
Bard-
ignore the fact of
Bard
what just
critting on
happened.
Bard things.
The intellect casters
I'm gonna pretend I
roll
didn't see
lower
that.
than the charisma casters on this check. Good to know.
Well, society is an intelligence check.
Oh, you're a charisma. Oh, right, you're a sprite. You are a charisma.
Yep.
Yep. I thought you might have been int psychic, because there's two kinds, and I forgot sprites get charisma bonus, not int bonus.
Yeah. I think both of my psychics that I have are charisma,
Charisma,
casters,
yeah.
except the human one.
Nerd. So, unfortunately, the DC is
Wow.
a 19.
I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 6.
So,
I rolled something.
what you know about the captain's deal is that, one, he jumped at the so Ringo, you know that the captain jumped at the opportunity to join to offer his crew a pardon and potentially having a righteous way of going about things in the future. And that if he did not do so willingly, that his priesthood to Besmara would be defunct. Marcel, you know that whoever actually took that journal and circulated it, first of all, put that writing in there, and second of all, is the actual traitor.
Oh, so we could
Man
actually
is
use
being
the
framed.
handwriting to.
No, because the person who put it in the book was definitely that orc priest, is the other thing they put together. So in other words, your only lead to knowing who did it is dead. The person who died, who was your main suspect, was not the culprit, and is now being used as a martyr for the actual culprit trying to betray you. Any questions?
Who did it?
Yes, is it legal to go ahead and talk to the dead?
That
Can we
sounds...
ask Pharasma if we could?
Well, first of
So
all...
can we just ask a quick question?
First of all, that is a... I think it's a 5th or 4th level spell. Do you have 5th or 4th level spells?
Not yet.
No, you do not get 4th or 5th level spells in this campaign. One level off.
Damn.
Yep. And second, just because it's legal in this part of the world doesn't necessarily mean you won't get the wrath of people for doing it. I would also point out that how would the captain, the dead man, know anything of what you're actually looking
I'm talking
into?
about the orc priest.
The orc priest?
Yeah.
Well, considering they weren't murdered by the person who told them the secret and asked them for their help, they wouldn't talk even if you could talk to the dead.
Their body be at this point?
What?
Where would their body even be at this point?
Calling it a body is generous.
What?
That's the third problem with your plan, is that there is not a body you could use that spell on, because that body has been turned into a plastic statuette.
Touche. So we have to find out who can turn shit to plastic.
That sounds like a check for a spell. Like figuring out what a spell is. A bardic lore, occultism, religion, arcana, nature.
As I learned last session, it's very similar to the ancient Osirian mummification rituals.
Some ancient Osirian No, this is inspired much like the method the prophets of Calistrade used to turn themselves into similar things. So it's inspired, but not very similar to. Well,
sorry about that. I had a brief intermission of my mother walking in, and then she made a bunny out of cat hair.
I think I'm gonna use a hero point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why am I rolling like absolute today?
The better question is, why have we not gotten a success, but a crit failure?
And why is it that my first roll of today has been
I am still waiting for Arcana or Bardic Lore or anything that would work for a knowledge check on discovering a spell that might do this.
12!
2 crit failures. Also, the DC is higher because it's not the place it's coming from.
Am I rolling again?
Just out of curiosity. Not quite.
You want cat.
Bardic
Since
Lore
you
would be
mentioned
good.
Bardic, am I rolling again?
Well, yeah,
Yes,
I'm asking
please.
everyone to roll something.
Roll what?
A magic traditional check or a bard, that is 2 points off for what the DC for the actual, like, specific
Can I
portion.
re-roll that?
Yeah, go ahead. That's a hero point. You have those.
Christ.
I got 19.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, so, that sounds, that does not sound like a mortal magic. That sounds something you might find in a court of a devil or a demon or something. Honestly, that sounds like it might be up a former succubus's alley in terms of magic. In other words, whoever did that is possessed by some powerful spirit that is inclining them to commit murder and then do these things.
Fun.
The 2 options are Ancient Osirian Curse. In other words, there is a mummy using someone as a slave for their own bidding. Or, more likely, some demon, daemon, or devil at the work. This does open up an interesting option, which is
deck good and evil?
Well, more of a. I'm going to take our first break of the night, put a bit more food in me. But during this time period, rather than rolling checks, I want you to actually think about some of the things you learned last session and today and try and put pieces together. So we'll be right back.
over at BuzzBuzz.
Yeah, so I will
are
also
down
say
there.
one other thing very quickly. This is sort of important.
Yeah.
In order to get us into this map we've been sitting on, I need Sass here. Unfortunately,
Sass seems to have passed out again.
yeah, Sass, are you there?
I swear to God, we need to get his frickin' phone number so he could just.
We
buzz
do.
him.
So, why don't... So,
Hang on, can you pop out chat and call him on Discord? Real
I
quick?
tried that several times last time. So, since we're at an impasse and we're doing this 2 days a week, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this before I start getting yelled at for being too loud today, and we can't progress at the moment. Pause.
Just call it early.
Just pause for now. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll pause for now. I'll be keeping an eye on my Discord notifications. If Sass gets back, we might be able to do more of it today, but for now, this will be part 3. But what did you learn while we were on that break, everyone?
Matt's insane.
The GM or the character?
Both.
Yeah, fair. But what did you guys actually learn?
Women be shopping.
Yeah, just say that, Keith. It's 2023. You gotta say what they're shopping for, at least.
Women be shopping for demons.
Devils? What did you learn?
Carl...
Carl...
to make a distinction.
Carl? What?
What I learned was we now have a demon infestation problem on top of someone.
Devil?
Okay, whatever.
It's very important, because if you had a demon infestation, this city would be razed to the ground already. There's a big difference. Yes, very fair. Just reveal what you guys learned. Very stretchy. I'll say it. I'll say it. You guys learned that the queen is probably being possessed by something powerful enough they called Matt to deal with it. The Pathfinder coin that was handed off in the first episode was something that held the very brief description or the very brief recording of a ritual designed to seal it away. And the only reason that the queen struck out at that priestess was because the artistic glory was just too great for the pit lord not to pass up. You guys do not know it's an actual pit lord yet. I am telling this to the audience, and I told this to you out of character, so you don't bum rush the castle, because those things are horrifying. If you think they're horrifying in D&D 5e, think about 2 high-level spells in one turn that do damage. Not like Time Stop, where it's like, Time Stop, bunch of buff spells on itself. It can do that too, I would like to say. So it can Time Stop, do a bunch of buff spells, then next turn, drop 2 meteor swarms on you. So that's part of why we're taking a little rest today. The other part is Sass fell asleep. I did talk with him a bit beforehand. He did know I had some stuff planned, but I'm not too worried about it because I have family in town. One of them wants to have some bonding time with me, so we're gonna take a break for now. We'll see everyone who can make it here again tomorrow. I do have more planned. It's just Saturdays, I guess, aren't the greatest days for finding the lost artist of a generation. See you next time.